Are there any questions about the setup tomorrow? You have to answer all 20. You get a grade out of 30 though. And then any correct answers above 15 questions will receive one bonus point. So you could get a 35 out of 30. Top score, 35 out of 30. I will let you know, I just looked at the actual quiz before you came in. It's kind of like your 40 questions that you have in front of you now. All right, it's not going to be anything out of control. All right, very basic questions that are just like the 40 you have. So it's on you guys to practice. I'll be here after school. You guys want time to sit down and practice by yourself and ask me questions as they come up. Here's what I'm going to do today. I think I selected 4 questions to do with you, and these 4 are something we haven't touched upon in reviewing, and it's been a while since we even talked about it. So, and it'll be on there tomorrow. So I want to at least touch upon midpoint distance stuff that we have not touched upon in a while, and we haven't reviewed yet. So if you go to number 10 now, question 10. I want to make sure you guys understand the formulas you need coming in tomorrow, because I'm not going to provide them. So we got the coordinates of the midpoint. So I'm giving you the midpoint in number 10. It's 2, -5. Coordinates of B. I'm missing something here. I'll probably give you the coordinates of A over here. Make this smaller. Okay, there we go. Coordinates of A are 6y, and the coordinates of B are -2, 3. What's the value of y? Okay, I have 1, 2, 3 coordinates up here. Which one's in the middle? Out of those 3, which one's in the middle? Go ahead, just which one's in the middle? 2, -5, right? Because that's the midpoint. 2, -5 is in the middle. There's your midpoint. And on each side, I have point A, which is 6y. And on the other side of the midpoint, I have point B, which is -2, -3. So I got to figure out what y is. Now, it is multiple choice, so you could probably guess and check if you really had to get in the desperation mode. I wouldn't prefer that, though. You told me this point was smack in the middle, right? All right, so let me go from the y coordinate I know. If I go from -3 to -5 right now on the y-axis, think about it. You're on the y-axis. You go from -3 to -5. How many spots did you just move? How many spots? 2. In which direction? Up or down?
It's -5, and then you go to -3, so you add 2.
Oh boy. Where did I go? Did I go up or down? -3 to -5. I went down to,
Oh, -3 to -5.
right? And if I'm in the middle, how do I get to the end now?
You subtract 2.
I keep doing the same thing, right? Because I'm in the middle, so I do the same thing again and subtract 2. What y coordinate did I start out with here? I started out with -7, right? There we go. Everyone see how that worked? We all good? Any questions there? I'm going to do another midpoint formula one in a second, but any questions on 10? 11, find the distance. Basic. Look, find the distance. I'm not going to get crazy tomorrow. I'm just going to ask you the distance between 2 points, but this problem is very, very tough if I don't know the distance formula. And it's been a while, so here you go. Distance. Anybody want to remember it way back in the day? Again, I'm not going to provide it. Scott? Okay, hold on. We got a big square root coming here, right? That's a big part of it. In one parenthesis, go ahead now, Scott. y2 minus y1. What do I have to do with that value?
Square it plus x2 minus x1. Square.
There we go. So now it's just plug and chug. So here we go. Let's at least substitute in, then we can play around with the numbers. What are my y coordinates up here? Of D and E? -3 minus 9, all squared, plus x coordinates. -4 minus 5, all squared. Yep. Remember, anytime you square a number, it's positive. It is positive. So what number do I get after I'm done squaring the y's? I subtract the y's and square it, and I should end up with, and it better be positive because you got to square anything, it's positive. So we end up with what? Let's see here. 3. Jackson, what do I end up with here? Open that bad boy up. Look at that nice little container. That's cute. -3 minus 9 in parentheses, all squared.
Just that or the whole thing?
What do you mean? Just that right there, this piece.
Yeah, 144.
Yep, 144. Plus, what about in the next one? -4 minus 5, all squared. 2, Karen?
-9.
Okay, but then I got to square it.
Wait, 81.
81, good. It's got to be positive. 81. Now I add those two together. I get the square root of, what do we got? 225? 225? Okay, take the square root of 225 on your calculator. Distance, yes, I hear you. Distance is 15. All good? I just want to review that so we remember what the formula is going into tomorrow. And how about another midpoint one? Go to question 33 now. This is a little different than the last one I did. This one is find the midpoint. All right, number 33 is what is the darn midpoint? Review of the formula, midpoint formula. We just did distance, midpoint.
x2 plus x1 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2.
There's the midpoint formula. And now you just got to plug it in. That's it. Different than the other one because now you're finding the midpoint. In the previous problem, or the first problem we did in class, I gave you the midpoint. So now you just got to plug in your coordinates. So what do we got? -3 plus 6 divided by 2. And 4 plus 7 divided by 2. Just wanted to review all that with you. So we should end up with, let's see, what do we have? 1.5, 5.5? Yep.
So do the midpoints have to be in decimal form, or can they?
You can leave it as a fraction if you want, 3 halves and 11 halves. That's fine. All good? And number 40. I want to go over number 40 with you. This type of question has always been an issue for us in here, and it's going to come up a couple times tomorrow, so I want to at least go over it. this whole write the equation of a line, parallel or perpendicular, always been an issue for us. So I want to go over at least another one with you. So this is number 40. Tomorrow, when you write the equation of the line, there's two things you need before you answer the question. How do you write the equation of a line? What are the two pieces you need? Any line, I don't care what type of question it is. I need the what and the what. I need the slope and the y-intercept, correct. So those are the two things you guys have to find before writing an equation. Okay, let's talk about slope. What's the slope of the line in the problem?
1/2.
1/2, that's it. No x with it, just 1/2. And it says parallel. What do we know about parallel lines and slopes?
You have the same slope.
So what's the slope of the line I'm going to try to find?
1/2.
1/2. All good? They're the same.
Yeah. Then after that, you plug in the 2. And then
Now y-intercept.
okay.
How to find the y-intercept? We use y equals mx plus b. And we solve for that b. The y is the y coordinate it goes through. Everyone see it went through -2, 2? So what's the y coordinate out of those? -2 or 2, which one's the y coordinate? So I plug in 2 equals, what's m referring to? M's my slope, which we just said had to be 1/2 because they're parallel. X coordinate, -2, and you're solving for b. Got to get b by itself now, so go to work. What's b equal to?
3.
Should be equal to 3.
Yeah.
All right, now you have the two values, put them together and write your equation. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Just wanted to go over another one of those because I know sometimes those are difficult for us. And they'll be on the cumulative quiz tomorrow. All right, Scott, go ahead. Question?
Is there one for perpendicular lines?
Is there, okay, so let's do a hypothetical right now. Let me change that word to parallel, perpendicular now. How does that affect the problem? Well, this wouldn't be 1/2 anymore. If I changed it to perpendicular, what would be my slope now?
-2.
I flip it and change the sign. So now this becomes -2. And here now, everything stays the same except the 1/2 now becomes a what? -2, and I solve for b still. So yes, it could be perpendicular tomorrow. Same process, just I can't keep the slope the same. I need to flip it and change the sign. Yep. All right, the rest of the time is yours to keep working. All right, you can see if you're right or wrong. I believe the answers come up right away. Somebody can check me on that, but I'm pretty sure I labeled the settings for that. Work with whoever you want. Call me over for help. Here we go, guys. Game day tomorrow. And you are not going to see anything more difficult than those 40 questions I'm having you practice from right now. All right, so go wherever you want in class, move desks. Just make sure everything gets back to their original setting. Make sure you have everything with you tomorrow.